Alright, so in this video I wanted to bring you guys a review of the new warped runners from New Balance. I saw these on New Balance website, copped them when they dropped. They sat there for a bit in good sizes, but now they're only available in small sizes. But this is the first colorway. I'm sure we'll see a wave of these in the future, and I will link them in the description for you guys that are interested in checking these out. So just refresh that link if you guys are watching this in the future. You might already see that these are available, because this is the first colorway of a new model of a sneaker from New Balance, again, the Warped Runner. So very interesting looking shoe. I think that part of the reason why I really was intrigued by this one is because obviously it really is a chunky shoe. It has a large midsole, but it also does feature FuelCell in the midsole, which is the softer and squishier foam compound that is the proprietary foam of New Balance. They also do have Fresh Foam X that's also very heavy on the market, but FuelCell is probably my favorite just because of the crazy squishy nature. Now, I did want to point out that some FuelCell is actually firmer than others. I wish that there was some sort of an industry standard of like, this is Adidas Boost, but then this is like Adidas Boost also, and it's a little bit softer than this other formula compound of the same exact sort of thing. I think FuelCell is the same way, where some of it's firmer than other products of FuelCell. And so again, I just wish there was some way to identify which is which, because this is soft and squishy for sure, but it's a lifestyle version of it. It's not the ultra soft squishy stuff that you get on like the Super Comp trainers, which is one of my favorites out there. And I think that there's obviously a reason for that. You need some sort of structure when you have like a cut and sew leather upper on a pair of shoes like these, and it's more lifestyle oriented. You don't want crazy squish. But I wanted to throw that out there. I don't think it's the exact same type of FuelCell as the other stuff. That being said, it's still really excellent, and it's really fun to see a crossover to FuelCell on the lifestyle side of things. So these are $150. The color is sea salt, sandstone, and blacktop, and it says the uniquely conceptual design of the Warped Runner is brought to life through a combination of exaggerated proportions and minimalistic restraint. This new silhouette suggests a sense of fluid motion with the sculpted contours for full-length FuelCell midsole and an array of wavy accents surrounding an understated knit upper. Individual elements sourced from heritage models are warped beyond easy recognition and incorporated naturally into the new design. The Warped Runner is designed to be a style fixture that feels familiar while exploring the outer limits of the classic running inspiration. For sizing, I would say right out the gate, it is a little bit big. So I got a 9.5, my true to size typically. And then when I got them and put them on, I'm like, yeah, these definitely have way too much room in the toe box section for myself. Maybe winterized with the thick boy wool socks, I'm good to go, but it is a little bit even big for myself. And I do prefer shoes to fit a little bit bigger in the toe box area for myself anyway, but New Balance has a pretty nice wide foot friendly array of sneakers. So with New Balance particularly, like same as these shoes right here that I'll show you guys in a second, these ones fit a little bit big as well, and that is the New Balance 550s, and I'll show you guys these in just a second towards the end of the video. I just wanted to show them to you since New Balance actually sent this pair over and the other pair, which was super awesome, but they do fit a little bit big as well. So do you guys have a difference in opinion? Leave a comment in the comment section on sizing if you guys agree or disagree. Some people may go down a full size, some people may just go down half of a size, and for me, a size 9 would have been a better option. But anyway, just an overview of the shoe as you get them in hand. You look at the upper, and it's a pretty neat looking upper. So you can see the same suede panel that comes around the heel cup of the shoe and then up through the laces, and then it looks like there's a little bit of a split here at the top of the laces, but really it almost looks like one full piece that covers the entire shoe. And then you do see a little bit of like a fold almost of the suede right here, and then some extra stitching across for the toe box section. And the tongue section down here, it looks like there's an extra cutout down here, but overall I think it's a pretty simplistic overlay of a nice piece of suede. Then you do have mesh again on the underlay, and it's a pretty nice mesh, but the thing that caught my eye the most is a giant N on the side of the shoe, and not just because it's a large N obviously for New Balance, but we have almost like it's an embroidered material over top of it, and it's like a very fine knit over top, but it's like definitely not the same type of mesh. It's not like a spray painted black over top of the mesh as far as I can tell. It feels like it's actually fully knit on, which is pretty impressive considering how big that N is. Then you do have flat laces in sand kind of color that matches the midsole of the shoe, and the midsole is definitely where this thing goes crazy. Before we get down to that though, the tongue of the shoe is very interesting as well. It's almost like a split tongue. As you can see, it kind of wraps around the collar, and it does have a little bit of a fork right here, and it is a nice soft liner on the inside and then the mesh on the outer section. Now there's no New Balance logo or branding on the tongue, which I found interesting. There's also none on the heel of the shoe, so really there's very minimal branding on the shoe except for the giant N on the side of the shoe. Now I feel like they could probably make this look very minimal if they just changed the color of that N so it didn't stick out as much. I'm sure they'll probably do that with some colorways, but if they didn't have that N on the side of the shoe, honestly, there's no other branding on the upper of the shoe. And you do have a New Balance NB right back here on the back of the rubber, but there's nothing also on the bottom of the shoe that says NB other than that little back section. And then also on the liner, there's the NB logo. So very minimal branding. I thought that was kind of cool. And then also on the bottom of the shoe, there is a little bit of FuelCell branding, which is obviously representing the fuel cell that is in the midsole. Now the midsole is kind of interesting. It does have a bunch of different foam cutouts on the bottom of the shoe, and I'm not exactly 100% sure which is fuel cell, which is just a regular type of foam. It's kind of hard to tell. It does say fuel cell on the kind of tan colored, which is also on the heel section back here, but then on the upper part here you can see the sand colored, and that's pretty much all along the side of the shoe. And then on this side right here you can see there's kind of an off-white or bone color to the midsole. So there's like 3 different colors of foams on the midsole. Again, it's kind of hard to tell which is like fuel cell or not, because they're not super crazy soft and squishy, but on feet they feel pretty incredible. They're definitely softer than the average pair of New Balance sneakers. And honestly, New Balance sneakers, especially from the lifestyle side of things, like the 550s and the other types of models out there, the midsoles on most of those shoes are like not super soft. They're just like a good amount of cushioning, but it feels substantial. It feels secure on your foot. And overall, like, it lasts a long time and stuff. And so tried and true, even though it's not like the super soft squishy stuff out there, it's usually pretty good stuff. Now this is kind of like the hybrid in between, because it is a bit softer than the rest. Something that if you liked all the other lifestyle models, the 550s, the 990s, and so on, these are going to be like probably way softer on feet than what you're used to. The only exception out there is the 990 V6s, which also do have fuel cell in them, which are also very good. Probably one of the softest versions of the 990s in my opinion on feet. One other detail I wanted to point out, you do have like a little suede back collar right here in a different tone, and it kind of covers the mesh back here. So nice little overlay on top of it. The suede overlays definitely bring out the lifestyle side of this sneaker. Otherwise, it could probably be mistaken as something else, because it's pretty much a mesh runner with the exception of the suede. But it is a chunky boy, and it's something that I really like the overall look of. Also, the outsole of the shoe, I wanted to point out, the grip traction patterns down here is pretty wild. You can see it has a bunch of different waves and stuff. Almost looks like sand on the bottom, you know how sands and, you know, the desert sort of vibes to that, the desert hills or something. It kind of reminds me of that. But the overall colorway I think looks really good. I think on feet they look really solid as well. I think it's a pretty cool new looking model. But leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the new Warped Runners from New Balance? It might be a little bit too chunky for some people out there, but honestly I kind of like the chunky sneakers, and it's nice to be able to throw them on feet and have some sort of change of pace. Now speaking of change of pace, let's show you guys these real quick. Now this is the ALD New Balance 550s, and this is the Emilian Dior collaboration that you could see right here. And these ones are sitting on New Balance's website right now, full size runs as far as I can see. And if you guys want to buy either of these, I'll link them both in the description of the video as well. New Balance actually sent these over. I did not expect it. I knew that they were sending the 650s over when they sent those over, and I did a video on those. Really like those ones as well. On the 650s, it was a leather upper, so not really suede stuff, and they were really nice as well from ALD. But these are pretty much an all suede upper with exception of the toe box material and then the tongue and then a little bit of the back tab section back here. But all suede upper in here, very, very nice. And then you have a really sturdy midsole in here, rubber midsole. That's definitely going to keep your foot locked down, and they're heavy because of that, and so they feel substantial on feet. So I wear a 9.5, these are a 9.5, and probably would prefer a size 9 instead. But all in all, like, these things look really, really nice in person, and I just wanted to highlight them because as you can see from the pictures in the video, like, it's pretty crazy. I mean, which colorway do you guys like better though? The cream colorway or like the mocha-ish sort of colorway? I mean, both of these are really perfect for fall time, which is coming up, obviously. And again, if you guys want to buy these, link in the description, and big shout out to New Balance for sending those over. Super rad. Anyways, thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any other products on New Balance's website that you guys see, like new pairs and stuff you guys want to review on, please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what pairs you're interested in seeing so I can reach out to them and maybe get a pair of them for review for you guys on the channel. But anyways, have a good one. Hopefully see you back for some more videos soon. All right, peace guys.